So, Johnny, will Swift prove to be not so swift as the rise of Ripple or another Muscles in?
Wow. Okay, so before we answer that question, I think it's worthwhile just understanding the roots of Swift and how it's coming, because one of the things I think worth remembering is Swift is actually not a money transfer system, but it's actually a messaging system used by financial institutions. And this messaging system actually has its roots in telegraphy, which was originally used in Napoleonic times to send messages for troops around Europe. We then saw Samuel Morse develop what we obviously know as the Morse codes, and it became an international standard in 1865 as a way of sending information in a very, very secure way, which a number of institutions then actually used it. But it wasn't until 1866, a year later, that we saw the first transatlantic cable actually being laid, and that connected and enabled a real flow of information between the US and the UK. And indeed, that's why cable is often referred to as the exchange rate between sterling and dollars. But with this flow of information, we then saw the teleprinter exchange, so telexes, and by 1957, we saw something in excess of 30,000 members and people sending information to and fro using telex machines. But the trouble is that different people wanted to develop their own proprietary messaging system, and Citibank came the closest with Marti, and a number of the banks said, we don't really want to be reliant on another competitor. So there was a collaboration in the 70s, which led to 1977, finally, the SWIFT being set up, which stands for the Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Communications. And that now has 10,000 different institutions in 200 different countries. And it's sending around about 37 million messages a day. And interestingly, it actually grew by nearly 17% over the last 12 months. However, SWIFT is centralised. It's coming under a lot of pressure as some of the superpowers want to control flow of funds and information because of rogue states and terrorists and various other nefarious activities are going on. And so there's been increasing interest using blockchain technology from companies like Ripple and Stellar, and they believe that they can create a messaging system and even a money transfer system whereby it's faster, cheaper, and potentially much more secure. So it'll be interesting to see how long Swift actually maintain their monopoly as they have over the last 40 years.